So, I was just talking about dating men with kids amongst my girl. And here's the thing, dating men with kids, there's nothing wrong with a man having kids. Especially I'm not trying to be biased because I have kids myself, and a lot of women out there have kids, and I'm not judging. A man with kids, I'm in no position to judge. However, here's the thing about dating men with kids. It's quite a challenge. I think it's more so of a challenge dating men with kids than it is men dating women with kids because you men allow your baby mamas, and yes, notice I said baby mamas, not mothers, baby mamas, to manipulate and just give you a world of hell, all because they have your kids. And it makes it hard for women to want to date you. I feel like men have more drama with the people they have kids with more so than women. Don't get me wrong, women have drama with you know, their kid's father. I'm not saying they don't. However, men really allow these broads to just pretty much like just do what they want, you know, with no regard. And it's like, you allow them to run rampant, be disrespectful, constantly cause trouble in your current relationships. And even if you don't have a relationship, just cause current just chaos and havoc in your life. And, a lot of you don't put them in their place. And a lot of times I hear, well, I can't control her. I can't, but you can. See, it's all about boundaries, and it's all about putting your foot down, which a lot of men don't do. Again, you allow them to do whatever it is they want because they have your kids. And for a woman dating a man with children, it's kind of like a losing battle. It's kind of like, you're in a constant uphill battle that you're never going to win just because you share a seed with this person. And, it's just really perplexes me. And it's like it's frustrating to women who have to deal with situations like this, and the men who just are weak and, let them get away with murder. And if the shoe was on the other foot, if a woman allowed her kid's father to constantly just disrupt their lives and their relationship and, their livelihood, men wouldn't like that. Quite frankly, men wouldn't put up with it. Because, see, here's the thing. Like, men are so sensitive. And y'all think, like, women are crazy and women are sensitive and all that stuff. But we're actually not. Men are sensitive. Because if you notice, like, men don't put up with as much as women do. Like, men have... Their tolerance level is just like, oh, well, shoot, I'm not dealing with this. Whereas women, we put up with so much. But yet we're considered the emotional ones or the weak ones. And that's really, it's actually the other way around. I have friends and even myself, you deal with a person, that has kids, and you just see that, like, it's like it's no order, it's no structure, it's just really, chaotic and dramatic and stressful. And, it's like, at what point do you as a man put your foot down and, make a woman respect you, mainly mother your kids, make them respect you and respect your space and respect, what's going on in your life? Because as a man, you would expect a woman to do that, with her kid's father. And, it's just hard to understand, like, why a man allows this type of just foolery to go on, Um, it's just like a child, right? So if a child acts out and you tell them one time, what the right thing to do is, like, listen, don't do this, right? And they continue to do it. What do? You discipline them, correct? You put them in their place. You make them understand that, listen, this is wrong. You're not going to do it. I'm not going to accept it. And so on and so forth. And it's like, you'll check your child but you won't check your baby mama or the woman that you share kids with. You know, you'll discipline your children and you'll make them respect you, a child, but you won't make a whole nother adult respect you. And, you know, it gets, like I said before, it gets frustrating to women who have to put up with this crap. And, you know, at some point, like, you know, men have to realize that I am a man. And, you know, I have to put this woman in her place. I have to make her realize and understand, like, listen, this is what it's going to be. This is what it is, or what have you. But it's like that rarely happens. It's like, you know, just let them run amok. You just let them do what they want to do. Again, all because they have your kid. So what? They have your kid, okay? What's your point? You know, I have kids myself. I'm a mom too. So I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not, you know, judging. Again, you know, I have kids too. So if I can say that as a mom, like, okay, you have kids with this person, and what does that mean to me as far as why you can't make this person, you know, respect you and respect what you have and respect what you have going on. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, men always think about when it comes to women with kids, like, oh, you know, I mean, and this day and time is getting a little bit better, but as far as like, you know, men really think like, oh my gosh, she got kids, you know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be this big thing, which really we should be saying that. We should be like, oh, God, he got kids, Lord, you know, this is going to be some shit, you know, because it is, honestly and truthfully, it is. Like we put up with way more from your baby mamas than you will probably put up with our kid's father. Like, because they're, you know, because most men, when they're done with something, they're really pretty much done with it. They're not going to keep causing havoc, you know, for no reason. Like I said, don't get me wrong. There are men that will do it. You know, there are crazy men out there too, just like there's crazy women and baby mamas and whatnot. But at the same time, though, like I said, it's more rampant for us to deal with it than for a man to deal with it. And, you know, again, it's like, at what point do you stand up for yourself and, you know, make someone respect you? You know what I mean? And that's why, like, you know, people say women are crazy. No, we're not crazy. It's just that, you know, we're not going to tolerate a bunch of bull. You know what I mean? At some point, it's just like, no, listen, we're not about to do this. Okay, here's what we're not going to do. And men just kind of like sit back and like, oh, you know, that's just her, or I got to do this because of this reason. I got to do this because of my kids. Man, miss me with all that. Because at the end of the day, a person's only going to do what you allow them to do. Let that sink in. A person will only do what you allow them to do. And when you put your foot down and you show somebody that you're not playing with them and that they can't toy with you just because you laid down with them and had a kid, things would be a lot different. There would be no baby mamas, because they would know that, you know, that type of stuff just is not going to be tolerated and it's not going to go on. But yet men tolerate it. And I'm just, you know, it's just like, again, it's like a losing battle. It's like a losing battle. And it's like, and it makes women, you know, not want to date a man with kids, because you already know you're getting ready to go through some bullshit. You already know you're getting ready to go through some drama. You already know you're getting ready to just go through just a life full of hell until this woman decides she wants to be mature and, you know, deal with the situation in a mature manner, you know. And, you know, maybe it's just me, but I mean, like I said, I've had this conversation with friends and other people and whatnot. And it's like, and we all feel the same way and said the same thing. Like, dating a man with kids is just like, you know, I'm good on that. Like, that's like basically to the point where we're getting to is like, I'm straight. Because who wants to just deal with constant drama, and you know that this person's like, you know, these men are never going to really stand up to these women. These men are never really going to put their foot down and you know, make them like carry themselves as women. Listen, women get away with stuff and women do stuff because men allow them to. Because it's allowed. Again, it's like a child. If you don't allow this child to be unruly, you know, and misbehave and do things that you know they shouldn't do, then they're not going to do it. And it goes back to what I said earlier. If you'll check your child and you'll discipline your child and you'll get on them for acting out and misbehaving, why in the hell wouldn't you do that for an adult, a grown ass woman? You know, It gets frustrating. I'm sorry. I'm saying this as a woman to men out there that allow this type of stuff to go on and has this type of situation going on now. It's frustrating for us. And you think, dating a woman with kids is going to be a lot. No, 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 no. Dating a man with kids is a lot. It is, you know. And like I said, at some point, like, y'all got to grow up and realize that you're really allowing another person, another human being to just kind of like rule your life just because you share, DNA with this person. And it's sad. It's really sad because, again, a lot, women would be baby mamas, would be more, respectful and probably do less ratchet stuff if y'all would just put your foot down and make them understand that, you're not going to allow their bullshit and their stupidity to infect, what you have going on in your life just because of the kids. And then you also have to think about, like, what is that showing your kids too? Like, as I said in my previous post before, like, what is that showing your kids? They're going to grow up to do the same thing. Cycles, people, cycles. Like, at what point are you going to break them? I don't know. That's just my rant for the night. I don't understand. Maybe, a man could possibly help me understand, but I don't. And, it's just becoming more and more prevalent now. These baby mamas just get to do whatever they want. They're out of control. And it's just like, men just they're not standing up like they should. They're not making them respect, their situations and even their kids. Like, you're not even making them respect your kids, Like, how do you think, them acting the way they do and them doing the things that they do, they're not even respecting your children. But yet, you won't allow your children to do to get unruly and be disrespectful, but you'll allow your kid's mother to do it. It's beyond me. But that's just me.